So John Wick 4 has been out for a couple of weeks, and I just recently was able to see it and to watch it and to enjoy it. And one of the guys in my Discord suggested, nay, demanded that I do a review on John Wick 4. So let's do that. Let's talk about it. Now, the story isn't something that is going to win any awards. Just being honest, okay? Now, I will say that the lore has gotten more and more intricate as each sequel has progressed. I mean, they're building a world here, and of course, now they're going to be doing some I guess offshoots. The movie Ballerina is coming out next year, right? With Ana de Armas. So it's the world of John Wick is getting larger and larger as we go. But let's just talk about the actors first. I mean, Keanu Reeves, right? I mean, what can I say about Keanu Reeves that hadn't already been said? I was a fan of Keanu way before the internet caught on and realized what an amazing guy he is. Now, of course, I can say that, and I there's no way that I can prove that I've been a fan of Keanu all these years. But with Parenthood, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Point Break, huh? Anybody? Point Break, Little Buddha, that's where I became a huge fan because he showed a range in that movie that I didn't think he was capable of. But over the years, hearing him in interviews, different documentaries that he's done, look, the guy has always been somebody that I've looked up to and I actually enjoy as a person. So I'm always rooting for Keanu no matter what. But let's be honest here. We're not here for Keanu's acting, okay? The guy has done so many different action roles over the years that he's become a martial artist, all upon himself. And he's got that ability to move that a lot of actors just don't possess. And he's got those skills that he wants to show off. And you know what? He gets to show them off here, and it's awesome. But let's be honest. Like I said, it's not about his acting because I think he says about 150 words in this entire 2 hour and 40-minute runtime. Yeah, it's all about the action. Now in this sequel, we're introduced to the character that Donnie Yen plays, and Donnie Yen is amazing too. Now I will be honest with you and say that I haven't been as big a fan of Donnie Yen as say other martial arts actors over the years, but I'm still familiar with a lot of his work. His work in the Once Upon a Time in China movies, his work in the Ip Man movies, his work in Rogue One, of course, which I think most youngsters will probably know him from that. And of course, in this movie, he's also playing another blind swordsman sort of guy, martial arts star, action. It's all that's what Donnie Yen's about. But you know what? I really enjoyed his performance here. And this movie, he gets to show off his skills. And it's really fun to see. Of course, we have Ian McShane in a supporting role. He's Ian McShane. He's great. He's great in it. And of course, we get to get one final glimpse into the acting prowess of Lance Reddick. I really enjoyed this guy. Now he's another one where I came into his I guess his skills late because the first time I ever saw him was in Fringe, and I loved him in that show. Of course, I've been rooting for Lance Reddick ever since, and unfortunately, he did pass away not too long ago. And but look, we get this final send off, and that's I think that's really cool. One of the bigger surprises in the movie for me was Bill Skarsgård. The only thing I've really seen him in was Barbarian, where it's a supporting role in Barbarian, and of course the It movies. And I really enjoyed his performance here. He's very, he's got this suave sophistication, but he's also somebody to fear. And I think that's a really cool thing. And of course, talk about remakes and reboots and all this stuff, right? He's going to be in the Crow remake, which now I'm a little more excited, I got to say, because I want to see what Bill Skarsgård can do. One of the things that I really like direction-wise, and of course this comes into the cinematography as well, is that with these fight scenes, you don't have all these close-up and these quick cuts and all this stuff, right? In a lot of movies, those sorts of sequences that are shot that way are there to hide the lack of skills in the performers. Here, you've got people that are on the top of their game. These guys know what they're doing, and they look like they know what they're doing, and it is beauty It's a wonder to behold, seeing these action sequences play out and these performers do their stuff in full view without any distractions. It's amazing stuff. Now, one of the other things that I want to focus on in this movie that I think is really really important and adds to the experience of this movie, the score is great and just pumping, and the sound design is so well done that I dug this movie. And you know what? It's long. It's really long. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes for an action movie. That's pretty long. But you know what? I had a great time. I had a fantastic time watching this movie. And if you're one of those people that's on the fence, like, oh, you know what? I've seen the John Wick movies. There's nothing really special about them. If you're a martial arts fan, if you're an action film fan, you owe it to yourself to see this in the biggest way possible. And right now, it's still in theaters. So, go watch it. There are two sequences in particular that I want to kind of highlight, and they were some of my favorite sequences in the entire movie. But I don't want to go into spoilers. So it's a sequence at a hotel near the beginning of the movie, right? The first third of the movie. And in this hotel, many different sequences are taking place kind of simultaneously. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just watch how these scenes play out. It is beautiful stuff. The way it's shot, the way it's lit, everything is just, it's pitch perfect. It's pitch perfect. I don't have anything to say bad about it. And then there's a sequence, I would say in the, toward the end of the second act, maybe something like that. It's in like an apartment building almost, but it's shot from an angle that you don't typically see action movies take place in. And the way that it effortlessly changes points of view, and you know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie, the way that it effortlessly does that, I will say this: if there's not a video game that emulates this sequence in the next 2 years, what are you even doing? Somebody needs to make a game like this, because I will play it. I will totally play that game. So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about the movie. I honestly don't care that much about the story. Doesn't even matter. It's kind of, in a way, it's kind of cookie cutter. I'll be honest with you. But you know what? It's worth it for those action scenes, because the technical prowess of everybody involved in those sequences, the visual effects are really, really well done too. So look, I'm gobsmacked by this movie on a technical level, and I think that if you're into movies and you're into movie making, you totally should watch this movie just to be a little taken aback and go, you know what? This is now the new standard for action sequences in film, like, period. So, John Wick 4, did you see the movie? What did you think of it? I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong about anything I've said here? I don't think so. I think I've got it pretty well on the head here. But let me know down below what you think about this movie, and we'll talk about it, because that's fun. Okay? That's one of the best things about YouTube, is having these conversations with you guys. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.